I'm 34 and I'm saying that I'm finally feeling like I'm reaching my goals. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Deanna Simone, and today we're going to be talking about optimizing our recovery during our plyometric training. Recovery is just as important as training, especially when it comes to plyometric. It's you pushing your body to develop explosive power, and you have to give it time to adapt and also rebuild. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. So today I'm breaking down how I optimize my recovery and avoid overtraining and make sure I'm staying strong and injury free while leveling up in my performance. So recovery isn't just about resting, it's about your performance, optimizing your performance. And also you want to prevent injuries as well. I didn't really pay much attention or even consider recovery as important as your training during your fitness journey. So when I first started my plyometric training, I was pretty much doing way too much. I found myself exhausted like midweek, where even in the beginning of the week, I felt like I was already pushing myself through toward the end of the week. I made the mistake by doing a little bit too much, but also not really prioritizing recovery. During that time, I was still learning. I'm getting my physical trainer certification. So there has been a lot of learning through these series. I realized how important recovery is, especially if you want to prevent injuries and you want to optimize your performance. I'm going to say this all the time. Recovery is so important because you're really breaking your muscles down, but you have to give it time to really recover and rebuild even stronger. No, my workouts were not the problem by the end of this program or the end of me struggling, right? It was my recovery that was the problem. I wasn't giving myself enough time. I wasn't doing the proper steps to ensure I feel good the next morning. So now I make sure to balance my plyometric training with intentional recovery. These are some intentional recovery strategies that will help you reach your fitness goals. So we have dynamic stretching after workouts. I do it before, but I also find it beneficial to do it after to cool your body down. Also, massage tools like the Terragun to reduce soreness and stress on the body. Just make sure you do your research when using these tools, because I feel like sometimes we use them in the wrong spots. I try to remind myself, and this is an easy way for me to tell people, make sure you're using like the Terragun in spaces where there's muscle, where there's meat. That's what I tell people. Also, you want to make sure you're fueling properly. That's number one. You want to fuel with proper proteins and also hydration. Like, I try to drink as much water as I can throughout the day, especially while I'm sitting down and working. I think after I leave the gym tends to be the time that I don't, I think about, so for example, I tend to not focus so much on my drinking of water after the gym. I must confess, I do not. And I need to spend more time doing that, especially while I'm working. I sit at a desk, I work for 10 hours. I don't really pick up my water to drink, and you would think I would, but I do not. I say I do a really good job at drinking my water after work, but I definitely need to get in some more water while I'm working on weekends. When I'm doing a lot of other stuff, I don't tend to drink enough water. These are small things you have to pay attention to because they're going to help you with your progress and help you feel motivated to even go to the gym. Also, making sure you get a solid 8 hours of sleep. So I go to the gym very early in the morning. So I have to make sure I get in the bed at a certain time. I have to make sure I'm not on my phone while I'm in the bed. Be intentional about going to sleep. Kind of create a routine before you go to sleep. Like, I like to wind down like an hour before. I've noticed that that helps me. And in the morning, I feel refreshed. I feel strong. I feel clear-headed to get through the workout, to power through, right? So I would say mobility work is top tier when it comes to recovery. If you're training explosively, your body needs to move efficiently, right? So that's where ankle and hip mobility comes into play. I found myself doing way more ankle mobility workouts and also toward the end, hip mobility workouts. I didn't realize how much work I needed to do on my ankles, especially when my ankle mobility, when it goes into a like dorsiflexion movement, right? When we're going down in our Bulgarian split squats, but also strengthening my plantar flexion movements during my split squat jumps, right? Because I'm producing more force when I jump up. We just did a little rambling, but I found that doing more like ankle rockers, really strengthening the ankles, it really optimized my performance when it came to doing my split squat jumps and even my regular basic jumps during like jumping rope or my squat jumps, right? So doing more shin to ankle rotations. This is great for ankle mobility. The 990 shin rotations. I do a lot of 990s. I do them even on upper body days when I'm finished working out as like a cool down. I really want to open up my hip flexors, right? And I think that really helped me during my squat cycle as well. A lot of these workouts I'm doing, I'm telling you, I've been doing them for so long, but I've seen so many improvements. Also, deep squat hold with a weight. I did this more so for my squat cycle before, but if you really want to strengthen your lower body, doing like deep squat holds or do like pulsing action at the bottom of your squat, like halfway through your squat. Then when you get to the bottom, hold with a weighted plate. This helps with ankle and hip mobility. I'm doing that now in the program that I'm doing now that we're going to talk about it, but keep watching Plyometrics. And if you like it, hit that subscribe. Okay. Also toe elevated calf stretches. I didn't do those often, but I researched them and they really do help. This improves your squat depth and your jump taking off, right? So when I'm doing the jumping off the box and also during my split squat jumps and my squat jumps, right? Also, you got your heel elevated squats. This helps increase your range of motion. And we always want to look for increased range of motion. Just saying that word makes me feel good. Another underrated tool would be the foam roller if used properly. I used to ignore it a lot of the time, but once I started rolling out my muscles after my plyometric workouts, I noticed a huge difference in how I felt the next day. And I didn't intentionally do this right after my workouts. I would do this before bed during that wind down time, just take my foam roller and roll out different areas of my body. Even during my upper body days, I'm always trying to prime my body for performance, whether that's me sitting at my desk, whether that's me going for a walk. It's become like a part of my daily routine, like drinking water. Just not as bad as when I drink water because I need to drink more water. We just discussed that. Another one of my favorite cool down techniques is doing a lot of dynamic stretching. I think I talk about that where you slow down your movements. It really helps me feel the different pressures, right? Release in my muscles after an intense workout. And if I have time, I go for like a 20-minute walk to keep my legs moving and prevent stiffness, especially because I sit for 10 hours. Going outside and walking, this program was perfect for the spring because it gave me a lot more time to spend outside. So after I would do my plyometrics, sometimes I would come home and jump rope, but then also with that, I would go outside and walk a lot more. But if I'm looking for weight loss, these cardio workouts really helped. And I think this was the perfect program to really be consistent with walking. Now, should you? Yes. I think everyone should at least walk 5 days a week for at least 30 minutes, right? So beyond stretching and mobility, I built some recovery rituals into my daily routine. We talked about it, right? First off, my heated blanket is a lifesaver. I love my heated blanket. It really helps after a long day of walking or working out or sitting at a desk. I love putting my legs under that heated blanket. It's great. And it's really great for muscle relaxation and circulation, right? And creating more comfort, right? I don't want to be so sore all the time. I would turn it on every night, let my legs relax under it, sometimes elevate my feet right under a pillow. And sometimes I even stretch or use my massage gun while I'm under the cover. So I would have the heated blanket on, and then after that, I take the cover off and use my Terragun or something like it. Because right now I don't have that one. I got a dupe. And another thing I like is drinking a lot of tea. I will say I drink a lot of tea. At first, I only had it before bed, but now I use it anytime I'm feeling sore or need to wind down, or if I feel like anxious. I'll add some supplements like creatine, cordyceps, turmeric, saffron to help with my muscle recovery. I found a great recipe by Massey, and I use that a lot too. And of course, for post workouts, right? My nutrition is key. So my go-to was bone broth with creatine or with some cayenne. It's super effective for recovery, and I pair it with my first meal of the day. So like a high protein yogurt with blueberries. You got your protein in there as well. Making sure we get protein to really help build and recover during this time. Okay, protein has really changed my life, and it's not just with the protein powder, but in different foods and other supplements. I've learned a lot about recovery over the years, but the biggest mistake I made and ignored it for a long time. I used to think recovery just was something I could deal with later. I don't mean to be transparent. I don't mean to be reading your mind right now. But a lot of times we think we could just push stuff to the side. And that's not right. You want to deal with it and take care of it when you can and when you notice it the first time. And I think in implementing this, not just in when it comes to like recovery, with everything I do, I feel like I'm a lot more productive. I feel less tired and anxious. And I feel like I'm finally reaching my goals. I'm 34 and I'm saying that I'm finally feeling like I'm reaching my goals. You know, at some point, I got to the point where I was dealing with it later all the time that I almost got injured. I wasn't even paying attention. Your sis wasn't slowing down. Okay, so I learned from my mistakes. So I'm telling you so you don't have to learn from it too. You can just switch that way of thinking real quick right now and we good. Now, I prioritize recovery because I know it's what allows me to train harder, jump higher, and get stronger. Okay, I don't play about my recovery. I don't play about my sleep. I don't play about my food. I don't play about none of that. So if you're new to plyometrics or want to start your fitness journey and you're serious about feeling better, getting stronger, feeling more confident, here is some advice I have for you in terms of recovery during your fitness journey. Recovery isn't an option. We're going to start with that. It's a part of your training now. The program, but also the recovery is a part of the program. Also, mobility work should be in your routine also all the time. If you're not even working out right now, just being in your house, stretching, moving those limbs around, doing that, it's going to be beneficial to your everyday life, right? It's going to help make those simple tasks easier. Also, prioritize sleep and hydration and your nutrition. I would say that for anyone, it definitely made a difference in how I feel about myself, how I perform in my everyday life, feeling satiated and nice and balanced, right? Also, don't just ignore the power of small rituals, whether it's stretching, drinking a cup of tea, drinking your water, or even sleeping or laying under your heated blanket for a couple of minutes. Prioritize those things. Get excited about them. I do. I get excited to drink my tea at night. I get excited to sit under my blanket. You should see me when I grab that blanket. I feel so excited. So that's going to be it for today. I hope that this breakdown of my recovery routine helps you find ways to optimize your own, right? Let me know in the comments what's your favorite way to recover. And if you found some helpful tips for your girl, stuff that I can add to my routine, let me know. Let me know what type of teas you drink and supplements you take. Let me know. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. I can't wait to share my last episode with you all about this plyometric journey I've been on. It's like a big thing. But we made it to episode 10, so I'm excited to share that with you all. And make sure to check out all my other series. I think they're just getting better and better with time, experience, and education. So I just want to share that with you all from my perspective. And also change our mindset. At some point, I wasn't thinking this way. So it's exciting to document this and share this with you because what I was thinking before may be way different now. But I think it helps. I can see where it's helping me feel fulfilled in life, if that makes sense. I'll see you on my next video before I keep rambling, okay?
As I get a little older, I realize life is perspective, and my perspective may differ from yours. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been down with me. All my fans, all my beautiful fans.